Welcome to the Southern State of Golf podcast. Hi, I'm your host, John, and we're excited to be a part of, as always, part of the Best Ball family of podcasts. Go to bestball.com and you can check out all the great offerings of different podcasts that is a part of the Best Ball family. We've got the Whole Story podcast, which is led by Robbie and Jonathan. They're our flagship podcast. You got this podcast right here, the Southern State of Golf. Thank you for listening. We got Off the Deck with Josh Decker, and then we got Pictures on a Scorecard that are going to be coming back soon. So I'm excited to hear about that podcast. And one of the great new things that Best Ball has going for it right now is the Best Ball Golf Club. It is a great online community, built for people who love golf, people who want to make connections in golf. It is a great low cost per month item, not item, it's a community. It's a community where we get to exchange. We're going to have an online hang again. They've done that about once a month or so. So there's going to be more opportunities, just a way to connect people to create more golf experiences and do what we do best here, part of the Best Ball family, tell golf stories. So go check out the Best Ball Golf Club, and you can check that out at bestball.com. Well, in today's short course episode, I'm going to talk about my experience that I had a part of 3's Golf. I don't know if you've ever heard of 3's Golf. 3's Golf is a par three, and we're going to call it what they call it, a par three, or 3's Golf and Grub House. 3's is, it's a par three, I hate to say it like this. I say 3's is a par three course. It's more than just a par three course, and we're going to dive into that, share my experience. But 3's has been around probably in different names or different things over the number of years, but 3's is a part of 8 a.m. Golf. And if you didn't know, 8 a.m. Golf has got many different investors and backers, and one of them just happens to be Justin Timberlake, who's an avid golfer himself. So 3's Golf has got the backing of a lot of influential people, people that are involved in the golf space to create really cool golf experiences. So I think the backing that 3's Golf has from 8 a.m. Golf, I think this is going to be something special. And it is something special. 3's Golf in Greenville, it's located less than 2 miles from the Greenville Convention Center. If you've ever been to Greenville, the Greenville Convention Center, you've probably seen 3's. You may not exactly knew what it was called. You say, oh, there's that little par three course. And I don't think that does that justice. You don't want to say, oh, just look at that little par three course. That's right there on the interstate as you're driving into Greenville from the Columbia area. But like I say, it's less than 2 miles from the convention center, and it's less than 5 miles from downtown Greenville. And I will admit, I'm ashamed to say that I've been going to Greenville at least once, probably twice a year for, I don't know, a long time now. And this was my first time to 3's. And it was, I didn't spend a ton of time there. As a high school athletic director, sometimes we go to different sporting events, and our boys basketball team was in the playoffs, and they were playing in a playoff game that was there in Greenville. So I had some extra time. So we made a pit stop and went to 3's Golf, before the game. And I will tell you what, I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to go back to actually spend more time, because I did not spend enough time at 3's. 3's, like I said, is a par three course. They've actually got 12 holes there. They got 12 holes, and I've got a scorecard here. I love the scorecard they give there. And full disclosure, I was only actually able to play 6 of the holes. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of time, but hey, I'm glad I got 6 holes in. It was awesome. The one cool thing about the par three course there at 3's, there's a lot of cool things. And not one thing. There's a lot of things. I like how they had 3 sets of tees. I don't know about you, but many times I've been to other par three courses, I always see 1 set of tees. They had 3 set of tees. They've got the tippy tees, they got the 3's tees, and then they got the fun tees. Just for example, the first hole from the tippy tees was 154, the 3 tees, it was 125, and the fun tees was 96. From the tippy tees, they go from anywhere from, I think 174 is the longest, and then the shortest on the tippy tees was 92 yards. But most of them were the tippy tees was 118, 144, 157, 174, 140. It's a legitimate par three course, and I love how it has different sets of tees. I had my full bag in the car. So I did take my full bag, even though I didn't need the full bag. Brought out my Jones carry bag with me while I was there, but I didn't have that one in the car. But you could literally go there with a pitching wedge, a sand wedge, and a putter. And if you were to tee off from probably the Fun Tees or some of the other places, that would be all you need to around there. Now, 3's Golf also rents clubs. I believe their rentals are $25 for, I don't want to say a full set. It's probably half set, what I saw in a carry bag. So if you're just in town, and you didn't bring your clubs and you're at a convention and you got a couple hours, go to 3's. You can rent a set of clubs. They look like good clubs. I think you would have a lot of fun. But the holes were really cool. Like, I, I don't believe I've driven past this golf course. I think that's probably the good, let's call it a golf course, par three course. When I've driven past it, I don't think it gave it justice what I saw from the interstate. I didn't feel like, because the course felt a lot cooler and a lot different when I actually played it as opposed to driving past it, probably me driving way too fast on the interstate. But it felt very flat, but it's not a flat course, especially in the other different parts. I wouldn't call it mountainous or anything like that, but it's a lot more change of elevation than what I imagined from just driving past on the interstate. This is one of those, frankly, I too quickly judged the book by its cover just driving past on the interstate. And one of the things too it's a little different. I actually think I thought it was pretty cool. Like 3's Golf is basically in the landing zone, or that's probably not the correct way of saying it, of the downtown Greenville airport. So while I was playing those first 6 holes, there was constantly small airplanes flying overhead and coming in to land. And I was starting to wonder, I was like, man, if I just hit a moonshot straight up, I don't think it would be. I want to ask the question: has an airplane ever been hit? Now, it's probably a lot higher than I think, but it's pretty doggone low. And I saw it was all single prop planes. Maybe actually there was a couple of dual prop planes, but there wasn't any like jets or airliners or different things like that. And so one of the things too I failed to mention about 3's Golf. 3's is a lighted par three. That's probably better English. A lighted par three. When I started playing, I think I started about 5:30ish, and it was light outside. And then towards the end, it was dark. The lights came on. You know, that's the thing that's really, really cool is that you can play day or night. And they got a bunch of different options for you. They've got all day passes. Like, all day passes can range from anywhere between $50 and $67. You could just get a 12 hole round, anywhere from 30 to 37. They've got discounts for military. They got replay rates. They even, one little promotion that I see that they have is the Sunday family foursome, where it's $95. So it looks like you can bring your family of 4. We'll play all day there. It's really cool. And another thing I haven't mentioned yet, um, they got a really, and this is a cool thing I like. They've got an 18-hole, they have it on the scorecard here, putting course. It's called Humps and Bumps. And I think that is I did not get a chance to play it, but it looked really cool. And one thing too, they also have is they've got and I saw it, but I didn't study it. They have like a 5-hole, and I don't know if they don't even call it this on their website, like a 5-hole putting area or a 5-hole hitting area, like 5 different holes that I didn't see any yardages on them, but it looks like maybe originally this might have been like a 15-hole, or maybe even longer than that, par 3 course. But they've trimmed it down to where it's 12 holes, a par 3, and then the practice holes, I think is probably how they call it there. I mean, it looks really, really cool. I think the thing that is really neat for me is the grub house. The grub house, I did get something to eat and I did get it to go. I didn't have, like I said, I did not have a ton of time, but the vibe inside their grub house, I loved it. I thought it was really, really cool. The food, I didn't get to experience all of it. I did get the pimento cheese dip. I got the pimento cheese dip to go. Yes, it wasn't the healthiest thing that I could have got, should have got, but it probably wasn't the worst thing either. But at their menu, one of the things I like to judge a restaurant sometimes by, like, how many things did I want? Sometimes you go to a restaurant and there's like, there's only 1 or 2 things. Looking at their menu, there's a number of things. I would call this a comfort food restaurant. And here's the thing too, this is a restaurant. This is not They built a par three, so they stuck a concession stand inside of it just so somebody can go get something to eat. This is a place I would go to eat and not even play golf. It would be a place that I would want to go eat and maybe don't like golf at all. And so that's the thing that I think separates this from some other par three places and different places you go. They got a little concession stand that's got some hot dogs and hamburgers there, and the food is an afterthought. The food is not an afterthought. I mean, it looks really, really good. Like I said, the pimento cheese dip that I had, which came with some celery, carrot sticks, and it came with some pork rinds that were actually freshly cooked and baked. They were actually it was really, really good. And I'm not a big pork rind guy, but mixed that with their pimento cheese, it was good. They've got Peruvian style chicken wings, chicken skewers, the smokehouse chili. I almost got that, but I was like, better not get the chili before a ride to a basketball game and then a long ride home. But it had brisket burnt ends in it. It's got pinto beans, what they call a 5 chili blend. They even got simple things like hot dogs, chicken sandwiches. Jonathan, I know he would love. They got tacos there. They got street tacos, steak, chicken, salsa, cilantro. It looked really good. Flatbread pizza. They got, one of the two things they said is really good too. And I almost got those. Is a smash burger. I've heard a lot of good things about their smash burger. And then they got, they call it the Philly's Cousin Upcountry Cheesesteak. It's got shaved ribeye, melted, mushrooms, onions, sharp cheddar. It looked, once again, this is a place that it wouldn't take me a while to go through the different things on the menu. But inside the vibe of the Grub House, it seemed laid back. But it also, I felt, like I said, inside, I felt like I was in a restaurant, like in a solid, good restaurant that had a good vibe. And that's the one thing I'll say about my overall experience at 3's, golf and Grub House it was a great atmosphere. I really enjoyed it. Um, the one thing I'll say too, I was really surprised about the service was outstanding. The it wasn't good service, it was outstanding service. It was a type of service that I would expect at a resort, just to be frank, and from multiple people. Multiple people were just welcoming, cheerful. Look, I like when I talk to people, it looks like they enjoy working there, and they were providing service, answering questions that were easy, asking how I'm around, how's it going? And matter of fact, the starter, one of the starters there, once he got me going, like he saw that I didn't play the full round and I hadn't enjoyed it. I loved it. I just didn't have a whole lot of time. I was only able to get through 6 holes. He said, "Hey, I can get you a rain check for the rest." And I said, "No, man, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm going to come back." I didn't need a rain check, but you could tell that there was just a certain amount of hospitality that is extra from most places. And which is, I think that's sad. I can go on an old man rant about it doesn't take much to be hospitable, even extra hospitable towards people. But I just felt really welcome there. And there felt like there was a lot of people welcome there, or a lot of people working there that just created a really good atmosphere. Outside near the Humps and Bumps putting course, there were fire pits, there was Adirondack chairs. It actually looked like they were about ready to set up for an event. And that's another thing too about this place. Like, this would be a great place for a company party that, I saw that they had cornhole off to the side. Like, this would be a great place for, if you got a bunch of guys that like golf, this would be a great place for golf. Bring the guys. And then people that don't play golf, when you play par three, you can get even people out there that don't like golf to walk around a little bit. People might get a beverage, walk around, get some food. They play cornhole. And there's the Humps and Bumps putting course. I mean, it doesn't take much skill in that. Like, I can see this place being a great place for a company party, a get together with different people. And that's one thing too, is I sit here and look through their different things. They've got a lot of different events lined up over the course of the year. Like, I see they got a skins night, they got junior clinics, lady clinics. One night in March, they got the girls' night out. And they even got, I thought this looks neat, date night, a putting scramble. So you can get a date night, get your date, go out there and, putting scramble. I have never heard of a putting scramble before, but it actually looks like it's pretty cool. They've got a Shamrock Shenanigans scramble. Then they got like the South Carolina Golf Association annual par 3 championship is held out at 3's. So there's a lot of different options. Like, I could see myself, and even offer memberships. like I could really see myself if they had a threes in my area. I could see myself joining it and going out there and really working on my game. Seriously, like that would be, I may not be able to afford a membership at a full country club, but the different membership options I saw online, I think I might be able to pull that off. And I could see this could be a great place. They say it takes about 90 minutes to go around the loop of 12 holes there at threes. So I could see myself, and then, let's say you had an hour for lunch. Maybe you go grab a quick lunch, 20-minute lunch, and then maybe you just go out. Maybe you don't play the par three course, but maybe you go work on your putting. Maybe you do one or two holes if you got a membership. You can have good food, swing the club a little bit. I think it's fantastic. And let's say you want to extend the night. You could probably have a little fun there in about an hour and some change. But if you want to play the full round of golf and chill and partake in beverages, you could easily spend probably 3 hours at this place. Like I could see this place being a great date night for different people. I can see this I see this being an awesome thing if you did a guy's trip in the Greenville area to play golf somewhere that during the day you're playing golf. And then at night, you're going to have something good to eat. They got TVs around the different place. You can go putt some more. You can play more golf. I like I said, too, you play the par three where you don't have to carry a bunch of clubs. If you just want to go from the fun tees, you can get everything under 100 yards and make it just a really cool thing. And like I said, the holes that I played, the first 6 holes were really, really cool. One of the things that was fun too, I was playing by myself. There was 2 guys behind me, and I was teeing off on the third tee. Right after I teed off, I hear this whack, and it's like just a quick sound, pah. And then behind me, 2 dudes just went absolutely just bonkers on this elevated tee on the second hole. Is the shortest hole on it. It was 92 yards, but it's highly elevated looking down. These guys are going nuts. And the dude behind me made a hole in one, and he made a hole in one. They said later on the fly. Like I almost didn't know physically how it would be so impossible for him to make a hole in one on the fly and it not pop out. I bet he tore up the lip of the cup there, but it flew down. He went nuts, and you could it was cool as I went through. They were kind of behind me. The guy was still jacked up and made a hole in one. I'd be really jacked up too. By the way, but, so I ain't got to worry about that anytime soon. But I could tell with those 2 guys, they were just playing together as friends. Like, that's a great experience. Maybe you don't have time to go play a full round of golf. And like I said, this was, towards the end of it, was at night. This would be a really cool thing. So I have my feeling that if this concept continues to go well, I can see this threes being a nationwide type of thing. Like, let's build it out. I thought it was really good. I'm going to highly encourage you, you know, to go to threes. Give it a try. If you love golf, and even if you you don't have time to play golf, go check out the food. If you like comfort food, pub food, just go check it out. Maybe you don't have time for golf, full golf, but maybe you can putt a little bit. Go get you something to eat and play the putting course. Work on your game a little bit. I think it's something really neat. Like I said, I'm ashamed to say this is my first time, going to the place, because I've seen it different places online and people talk about threes. Oh, it's really cool, really cool, really cool. But for whatever reason, I just never went. But I promise you, I'm going to make it more and more of a point when I go to Greenville and I have any extra time to go to threes. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to Robbie and Jonathan and Best Ball Club outing. Let's go to threes. Go to threes for a day or a night, out in Greenville. That's the thing too. Doesn't sometimes people can't get away during the day. Let's go at night. It's 2 hours away from Columbia. Other people, let's go up there. Let's play around at threes. Get something to eat. Probably watch a game on TV. Like, I think it would be it's a great thing. Like I said, you don't even need I think threes could be a reason just to go up to Greenville for the night, to go to threes. For me, like I said, I was going to Greenville for a different reason and then just made threes a pit stop. You can do that as well. So I would encourage you to check out Threes Golf. I think there's a lot of different options there, different things to check out. Even got an online store. They got merch there. I even got my little ball. I got to get a logo ball from every place that I go. I think there's a lot of really cool things. I love their website. Their website is 3s.golf. Yep, 3s.golf. So go check it out. I would encourage people, like I said, go play it, Tell me what you think. I would love to hear what you think about 3's golf. I'd love to hear what you think about any other par threes or short courses out there. I'm a big fan of short courses. I'm a big fan of par threes when they're done well. I think golf is one of those things like, for me, my time is limited. Everybody's time is limited, and especially different times of the season. I didn't have time to go play a full 9 holes or 18, and certainly couldn't play during the day, but I had just enough time to go experience that, get something quick to eat. Like I said, I played 6 holes. I wish I would have stayed longer, but if I had to do it all over again, I would do it again. The 6 holes for me was worth it. Grab a bite to eat and go. But go check out 3s.golf, 3's Golf. I think it's fantastic. A lot of good stuff there. So I thank you for joining us today for our short course episode on 3's Golf in Greenville. Like I said, I'd love to get your input. Follow us on Instagram or on X. It's at SS of Golf. You shoot me an email anytime, southernstateofgolf@gmail.com. I would love your input. Hey, like I said, if there's another par 3 out there, short course I need to check out in the South, let me know. I'm all about it. Hey, this is John. Y'all have a great day.